Hey y'all, I'm Danielle. Welcome back to Testimony and Transparency, where I share real life stories about faith, motherhood, marriage, and entrepreneurship, all to encourage you in your walk with the Lord. In today's video, I want to share with you something that God has reminded me of this week, and it is the importance of making God our number one priority. So, my word for 2025, at the beginning of every year, I typically will get a word. I'll pray, that the Lord will give me a word. And so the word that I had for 2025 was priority, and it was no matter what, keep God as my number one priority above everything. And so throughout this year, I have really strived to do that, but I have also slipped up. I have slipped up many times out of just wanting control, and God's grace has been extended to me over and over again. He is so gentle, and he will just remind me like, "Hey Danielle, you're doing it again. You're trying to take control." And some of the stuff I didn't even know I needed control of. But he brought that to my attention, and I continue to surrender over and over. Sometimes the same thing and sometimes new things. And so I'm grateful for that. But this past week has been very rough. It's been a rough week. Monday, I woke up and my eye was very sore. Very sore. I was able to do everything I needed to do on Monday, but by Monday night, my eye, it was getting worse. It was hurting more. It was starting to become a little swollen. And Monday night, I woke up in the middle of the night in so much pain. My eye was completely swollen shut. And I had all this stuff in my eye. It was very painful. And so Tuesday morning, I waited till 9 a.m. to call my doctor's office. And fortunately, I was able to get in at 10:45, which is amazing. I was frustrated that they couldn't get me in at 9:05. You know how we can be. When we need something, we need it right then. But, the more I thought about it, I said, well, that's wonderful that they can get me in this morning. And so I went, the doctor, he told me I had a sty that ended up getting infected, prescribed me antibiotics. I went over to Walgreens and they filled my prescription within, I probably waited there 15 minutes and my prescription was filled. So I was thankful for that. And I was just, it could have went a lot of different ways, but I'm grateful I was able to get into the doctor's office, get the prescription I needed, get it filled, and I have to take it twice a day for 7 days. And so I was able to get my 2 doses in on Tuesday, and my eyes started feeling better on Tuesday. Slowly, it started feeling better. Wednesday, I woke up and my eye was still, had stuff in it, which is kind of nasty. But overall, my eye was starting to feel better. Well, out of nowhere, um, I got very sick. I got a headache, ended up eating a little something and felt better. But then after I finished teaching my daughter her homeschool lessons for the day, I had the worst migraine and I could hardly even keep my eyes open. I had the worst migraine. And so if you've ever had a really bad migraine, it literally it can immobilize you to where you really can't do anything. And so I was just laying on the couch, just trying to rest, but also just, stressed out because all this stuff that I plan to do, I'm not able to get done. I was just feeling discouraged because I have been doing so good these past couple of weeks with using my planner again and writing out my tasks for the day. And so I'm just not in a good place physically or mentally. My temperature started going up. I ended up getting sick. And Thursday, my daughter had a field trip. So I was like, man, I've already paid for this field trip. Like, that's going to really stink if we can't go because we were both looking forward to it. Just a mess. And so ended up getting sick Wednesday night. And I was just like, I'm taking my second dose of antibiotic and I'm going to bed. So I went to bed probably about 9:30, had a really good night's rest, woke up on Thursday feeling good. I can't say that I felt like brand new or anything, but I felt good. And we were able to go on the field trip and it was a great time. So I'm thankful for that. But as I mentioned before, I was just feeling really discouraged because even though I was feeling better, I felt so behind. I didn't get much done on my to do list. And God reminded me of his faithfulness. So even though I was not able to do all the things that I had planned to do, God was still blessing me with orders. And he reminded me, like, hey, Danielle, I know you think that you have to do all this stuff, but remember that I can make it happen regardless of whether you do something or not if you stay focused on me. And that really blessed me because sometimes we can get so caught up in doing things that the task of life that we neglect spending time with God. And then because we're neglecting spending time with God, we're letting the worries of the world consume us. We're preoccupied about everything else that's going on instead of keeping our eyes fixed on Jesus. And so again, I just saw the faithfulness of God that even when I was sick and couldn't do all the things that I had planned to do to keep my business in order this week, he was still faithful. And I just want to encourage somebody like, whatever is going on in life, trust that God is going to provide for you. God knows what's going to happen before you do. He knew I was going to be sick this week. And yes, I was discouraged, but I was also in prayer and I was asking God for help. And I was trusting in him like, Lord, you know what we need. And he gave us what we needed. He blessed me with orders that I was able to fulfill today because I'm feeling much better. But this is just a reminder to get yourself refocused. It's September. How much time are you spending with the Lord? Where is your priorities at? Yes, our priority should be to take care of our children. It should be to spend time with our husbands. It should be to serve others. It should be to be a good steward over the work that God has given you, whether you're in entrepreneurship or whether you're in corporate America or whether you're in a nonprofit, whatever you're doing. Be a good steward. Put your best foot forward. But our top priority should always be the Lord. That's a non-negotiable, non-negotiable. So I saw the Lord's faithfulness this week and it really blessed me. I wanted to share that with y'all and again, just encourage you, whatever you got going on, stay faithful to the Lord. Trust that he's going to provide. Seek him instead of being worried with everything else that's going on. And when you find yourself being worried, call out to him. Lord, I'm worried. Please help calm my mind. Give me peace in this situation. Help me to overcome this fear. And he will. He will. So I pray this bless somebody. If you enjoyed this video, please like. If you're new here, please subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next video. I love y'all. Bye.